Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
All right. So we streaming, we together, we ready, doing some sacred work. Gonna join with our family as they work on expanding our tradition and our structure, solidifying us even more in the physical plane, and making, our work that much more easier to bring spirit into this divine place. That's what I think about when I think about the deeming, the creation of temples, shrines, lieutenant shrines, study, all of that. All of that is the manifestation of bringing spirit into the physical world. That is our inverted triangle at work, right? So let's go ahead and give our attention and our compassion to the folks who are coming to do this part of the work. All right, so who's our first group? I want to say it's you, Sir Cloud, right? You're the first ones?
To my knowledge, yes, Lord Phoenix.
Cool. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
You ready?
Ready.
All right.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves, please.
I am the Reverend Sir Cloud. I am the seated head of the Circle of the Nine Muses Witton Shrine.
I am the co-head Kim, and I am his first degree student.
Yes, almost there. Almost there.
Excellent. And how long have you been participating in shrine activities, duties, and responsibilities?
Our shrine was deemed a Witton shrine on January 8th of last year. And we have been very active since then. And yeah, we haven't missed a beat. We haven't missed a single ritual, anything. So we've been on point for the most part. And I'm actually very proud of that because, it seems that we've had a really exemplary group of people come together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
what would you say are some of your biggest triumphs in this part of the formation process?
The hybrid.
Definitely getting the hybrid side of things working. Apparently my daughter is going to join us. Okay, so getting the hybrid setup working was one of our original triumphs because when we began that process, it was a little rough. And we really hit the books on how to properly be able to do this to ensure that, our hybrid members have a good experience with us as well. And, that's probably one of our biggest triumphs. And another one of that I would have to say, just for like a personal note, is that, over the course of this year, we have 8 first degree students in our shrine. And every single one of them is on the cusp of finishing their lessons right now. And that to me just means the absolute world because everybody's doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why do you want to be doing this to begin with?
Because service means a lot to me. Serving our community, serving this tradition. And plus, I've noticed that in our local area, there wasn't much of a Correllian presence in the Philadelphia area. So, one of our goals, because we were, just kind of go back a little bit, we were a coven by the name of the Moon Willow Circle here, and we were active for about 5 years before we decided to kind of reinvent ourselves as the Nine Muses Circle. And, one of the things that Kim and I saw when we were kind of hatching this brainchild was that there wasn't much of a presence in this area. So we wanted to be able to bridge that gap between New York State and Maryland, where, the next 2 temples are. So, and I feel that we've successfully done that. And we've definitely created a space for Correllians to come and land on their travels if need be. So,
all right. So I'm hearing some strategy here as well. What do you think have been some of your most major setbacks?
Well, we did have a little bit of a rumor mongering, false accusation thing flying around with one of our members, and sadly we had to act accordingly and, you know, give somebody the boot, and that eventually turned into, you know, thankfully no actual bad blood that has kind of lingered over. We haven't had any issues since then as a group. And we haven't really run into a whole lot of issues with the local community as well, because we are active with our local Pagan Pride chapter, and you know, we had no problem with setting up a Correllian table at that event, and everybody was really, you know, open to us, you know, doing what we do. So, you know, but yeah, we did have a little bit of infighting. I want to say about, what was it, like November of last year. But you know, we managed to properly, first we attempted to do a proper mediation and do a legitimate mediation with leadership and all of that, and that fell apart pretty much immediately.
Mhm.
And then the rumors got worse, and it was like, okay, I'm sorry, but you can't be a part of us. And this person was not Correllian in our group. So they just kind of didn't work out. And sadly, you're going to have that. So
Mhm. That is a reality of being a leader, being a part of the clergy, is that sometimes you do have to play gatekeeper to keep your community safe and keep the right amount of energies or the right frequencies flowing, you know, for the work that y'all are doing. So thank you for speaking to that hard part, you know, of leadership and having to maybe issue a rejection or hurt some feelings. But it is important, and we all do have to, you know how to do that or recognize the conditions for doing that. So I'm still here for it. Thank you.
yeah, Lord Phoenix, I would also like to take this time that during the time that we were going through this, I did confide in Right Reverend Elizabeth Hamilton a lot during that process. And she really did help guide us to the, you know, best possible outcome that we could have. So I just wanted to recognize her for that. Thank you, Lady Liz. That was you know, she stepped in and really helped me kind of navigate the situation as well. So
A very good job seeking supervision when you were unsure. Good instincts. Chancellor Stephanie, do you have any questions for Sir Cloud? You're muted.
Sir Cloud, what is your general philosophy when delivering your gifts and the gifts of your group to your immediate community?
well, our main goal and what we put out there for the community is to provide a safe and inclusive place for witches of all paths to be able to come together and work with us. We offer this safe space for people who are unsure of what it is that they believe, and we kind of help guide them along their path, even if that path doesn't lead to the Correllian teachings, or if it leads somewhere completely different. What we do is we evaluate where they at, we evaluate what their morals and what their values are, and then we kind of go from there. So, you know, it's kind of like just regular guidance. And we also, you know, are focused very heavily on local outreach as well. We work at the local Pagan Pride events, like I said, and you know, in Philadelphia Pagan Pride, I have just recently taken on a position as entertainment coordinator there. So I'm on the board for that. And, you know, we're trying to make an impact because, you know, one of the things that we envisioned for our group and just the overall thought process behind this is that we believe that real change in the community, real acceptance in the community starts from the local community. It's not going to happen on a national level. It's going to start on that local, doing the work locally and, you know, showing that what we're doing is not evil, as some people may say, and, you know, actually getting out there and being active in that. So that's kind of what we really do, Lady Stephanie.
And I'm glad that your focus is on your members, and that means a lot. Do you have any specifics or even generalities of how you present platforms, opportunities, so that each of your members can deliver their creativity, their freedom of expression.
We sure do. So that's actually kind of our whole shtick. Everybody in our group is a writer or a musician or a poet or, or a crafter, or, this one makes jewelry. Everybody has that creative spark that we all work with. And what we do is we lend ourselves to each other to be able to expand upon that energy. And everybody's creativity constantly is in a state of flow.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, we literally invoke the muses at every ritual as like our own little staple that we do, so that we can gain their inspirations as a form of self-divination and a spark to our intuitive creativity. So that's definitely one of our focuses as a group.
Perfect answer. Thank you.
Is there anything that you need from the larger tradition or church that would help you meet your goals?
As of right now, no. What we will need in the future, I believe, is maybe access to, like, some brochures for which school and some things like that, maybe a banner for when we set up shop at our local events, because we always we're setting up 9 Muses tables and just kind of keeping a thing out there. So when there is, somebody inquires about the overall tradition or inquires about our shrine, we want to be able to have more information available to be able to give them.
All right, that sounds reasonable. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see, who wants to go next? Liz was the second person I want to say. Yes.
Yes.
Right, Reverend Elizabeth Hamilton.
Good morning. How are you? Well,
I'm
afternoon, I should say, depending on time zone.
Doing pretty well, thank you.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about the group that you are deaning.
So it is Nova Ides Iani, proto-temple. And Nova Ides Iani means the new temple of Janus. And for those of you who are not aware, Janus is the Roman/Greek deity of duality, gateways, liminal spaces, that kind of like really in between the everything is their energy. We have the goal of developing the mysteries of Janus as well as the goddess Hecate, because the majority of our members do worship Hecate as well, and that is in process. We're all about accessibility and being able to bring meaningful ritual for these deities who don't really, Janus doesn't really have like a priesthood anymore. So we're all about bringing that back. Is there anything further that I should add to that? I don't want to like answer other questions. There's so much.
Okay. And why do you want to have a temple?
I would like to have a temple because I feel that I'm ready for it. Like this will be, I am in the place now where I want to lead standalone a temple of my own. Previously, I have been part of the leadership of several groups that have gone to temple or proto-temple status, and I've always been like the following, and now I feel like that it is time for me to step into those shoes like on my own. I do have 2 high priestesses that stand alongside me, but, you know, ultimately, like, the decisions are mine. And, you know, additionally, I feel in the development of the mysteries of Janus and Hecate, they deserve a temple. And, you know, we do have, you know, Ides does mean like house of the gods, place of the gods, temple of the gods, the place where they dwell, essentially. And it has been my goal over the last 2 years to get to that spot where I've been very careful when communicating with other people, not to present us as a temple, out of respect, of course, for the Correllian tradition and our temple making process. I always make sure that I say the Ides instead of the temple, even though they mean essentially the same thing. But I do very much respect the process. And also, to add on to that, I need to say that we have a multitude of paths that are inside Nova Ides Iani. You know, some of us are Hellenic, others are Dianic, and we have Orphics that follow the Orphic tradition. And so it's an amalgamation, and I feel that we're ready for this.
Excellent.
Yeah.
When it comes to your personal leadership style, what have been some of the biggest learning opportunities that you've had?
Wow, what a question. So I have had to navigate sometimes rough waters. A year ago, I think it was, we did have to excuse a person due to unresolved. She burned the bridge, basically. You know, she was doing some pretty unacceptable things. She wanted to do something that was not in line with the teachings of Nova Ides Iani, the values that we hold, and nor was it in line with Correllian values. And we gave her the opportunity for improvement, and she was like, nah, you guys are just not, you know, allowing me to do this because it's not Correllian. And I was like, okay, bye. Like, if you're just gonna burn the bridge, that's on you. And, you know, sometimes when that kind of thing comes up, you know, I have to put on even though you're my friend, I need to do what's best for my people hat. And that is a significant shift in perspective. And I've over the years, I've come to the spot where I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the shift that it takes to logically look at something and put away the personal connections that I might have with whoever is doing something that isn't quite in line with whatever I'm, you know, following, whether it be, you know, respect, duty, honor, integrity, truthfulness, that kind of thing. Objectivity, I guess, would be the main thing that I've been learning over these last 17 years. So.
Understood. Thank you. Chancellor Stephanie, do you have any questions for Liz?
Thank you. After 18 years of knowing you, picking you up in my car along with Mike, and you jumping up and down like a little, I don't even know what to call it, a little bird flitting all around the car. And it was the most delightful road trips we ever took with you. And I saw you when you walked up to the car as a 80-year-old woman and in full garb. And so can you possibly think of yourself as, let's say, the very last days of your life and all your loved ones and everyone that you have influenced, because you know you've been an influencer all these years, you know it, that what will you look back and hope that people will say about you? Now, you're around 125 at this age, and that's still not the end of your life. So, but what would you hope that people would, how they would describe you?
My goodness. First, I want to thank you for that question, because that's something that I've been thinking about in the last several years. Lady Alyssa, our first elder, said to me recently, Liz, you have one of the biggest hearts that I have ever seen. The love that you give is basically endless, to paraphrase her. And you know, I want to be known for that. I want to be known for my love, my endless love for people, my endless drive to do the work that I am here to do, that we are all here to do as a collective. I want to be known for my ability to persevere. At a ritual a few years back, Lord Don said that he really appreciated that quality in me, perseverance. So I have since then been taking it on as kind of a middle name. And you know, my ability to keep my head up, even when everything else around me seems like it's crumbling. And I think that those would be the qualities that I would like to be remembered for. And of course, you know, my endless devotion to this tradition, come heck or high water,
Yes.
I will remain.
Yes. That was a pretty good answer.
Thank you.
Do you have any more questions for her, Lady Steph?
Oh, I'm so good. I'm good.
Okay. So curveball, Lady
Okay,
Liz.
sure.
What would happen if your deeming was unsuccessful?
Then we would try again next year.
Cool, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Absolutely. Thanks.
All right. Take some deep breaths in. We can keep moving right along to the next group. Who wants to be group number 3? You want to go, Chad?
Pam was raising her hand. I think she wants to
Okay,
go.
sweet. Excellent. Let's do it. Red Pam, Lady Pamela.
Okay,
Come on down.
right.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well today.
Excellent, excellent. Tell me a little bit about your group.
My group is an interesting group because we started out as an experiment. Sir Ed had asked me to do rituals for a year online as a virtual circle. Originally, it was just going to be the holidays, and I said, no, if we're going to do it, we're going to do them all. So we do full moon, dark moon, and holidays. We did that for a year. They were videoed. They're on YouTube, so people can look at them. The group asked to continue because some were shut-ins. There are some who cannot make it to a group or don't have a group for whatever reason. We provide the service for them to drop in, and they know the standard time, 9 o'clock. They put the kids to bed, they can drop in and catch a ritual. So after the group nudged me for a little bit, I said, okay, I'll take on another temple. So it's been a while since I've run one in Maryland, but dusted off the old books, brought them back out and said, okay, let's do this. So we are unique in the fact that we do not have anywhere except my wall for our rituals and my altar. We service a lot of different groups. We've had everybody from literally ministers of other traditions pop in, as well as Correllians stopping in. A lot of my friends stop in and, you know, you miss a ritual, you know, you can catch me.
Mhm. Excellent. Thank you so much. And as far as like the next year is coming up, what kind of goals or plans do you have?
I'd like to expand the group even more. I'm in connection with, we do download our rituals. They are on YouTube. We'd like to get more of a collection of them. I've been asked to write different rituals and come up with more different things, and do some of the more fun rituals like the chocolate ritual or the Tigger ritual, just to keep things moving. I'd like to expand out much farther, especially for those shut-ins who just can't make it to ritual, or who are still in the broom closet, so to speak, and don't want to physically show up. And this, I've had a lot of people say I've encouraged them to actually go to physical rituals by being in my group.
Excellent. Let's see. What kind of projects do you hope to be working on over the course of the next 10 years?
Over the course of next 10 years, I hope to expand this where other groups or other Correllians take it on. And we have virtual ritual for anybody who needs to go to one, or anybody who is uncomfortable in a group setting can actually go to ritual, enjoy what we have to say, honor the god and goddess, and then move on from that point.
And what has been your biggest like struggle up to this point? Like,
actually getting out there and getting people to know we're there. Where some people come across us by accident, they're thumbing through and happen to see us. We need to get out a little bit more and do more publications, more getting the word out that yes, we're here. Get on a couple more forums. I'd like this to even go international, because there are places where people cannot practice as freely as we do here, but you can practice in your home if you have your phone.
love it. I love it. How about you, Chancellor Stephanie? You got anything?
I've talked to you a few times, and what I have picked up regarding you is your strength, unapologizing, out front strength, not afraid to hide your strength and your power. No matter who you're talking to, that you will not be denied. And let's say someone approaches you within your group that is not fully steady yet in relationship to their own power and being proud of their own power. How would you approach this particular type of personality?
Most people are unaware of their power. Most people, when you speak to them, do not understand the power that they contain within themselves. Through the years of running temples and through my, I do have a degree in psychology, I'm able now better to bring that out in people. I'm able to listen and bring out their points. We all have our faults, but we all have our great parts. And let's polish up the great parts a little bit more. Our faults are there for a reason. If I can see my fault, I can help you see your fault, and we can move on with that. Because in China, when a cup is broken, it is mended with gold. It is no longer broken. It has been made much stronger. And that's what we need to look at with individuals. We can make it much, much stronger if we see our faults and we fix them and repair them.
That's beautiful. And I can see that happening even with inside your rituals, that you do present moments of reflection and talking about the broken bone, that when it's healed, it's become stronger. So I picked that up with your rituals, and thank you for that.
Thank
you. Lady Pam, what is your technique or philosophy for building strong relationships?
Building strong relationships. Well, I've been practicing since 1969. This is the longest tradition I've ever been with. I've been with the Correllians over 20 years now. The relationship, I feel, is allowing that person to come into my inner circle. Many times, if you're a strong personality, you tend to push away. It's difficult to get close. But by dropping my defenses, I've managed for 20 years. Lady Liz, it's been, what, 20 years more since we've hung out together. The hardest thing for any leader to do is to drop their defense enough to see that they are vulnerable. And I'm just like everybody else. I may present that strong, fortified front, but inside I still got a little girl that's quaking with her knees.
No.
So by allowing my vulnerabilities to show, I can strengthen myself.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And what would an unsuccessful deeming mean for you?
It would mean that I need to reflect, find out why, get back to the boards, figure it out, and move on and try again next year.
Excellent. That's not foreshadowing or anything. I just
No,
like
no.
that curveball in there. Like, how would you act if you don't get what you want?
Well,
That's
after I throw my temper tantrum, then I'll decide to work and
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
you. And I will leave now because I am on my way to Lady Angela. I will give her everybody's love. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. You want to go now, Chad?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I am reading for Spiritual Wolf Temple and Reverend Ed Carr, who couldn't be here today. So let's do it.
Excellent. All right. And so, first of all, are you comfortable reading for Reverend Ed?
Yes. I mean, I was asked this yesterday, and I know Ed from doing a lot of the work with him in the men's tent and other things. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with him.
All right. So I know this is about his temple and his work, but you mentioned the men's tent, the green tent. And so based on that work that you've done with him in that context, as a man who wants to be a leader, how do you endorse that?
Ed Carr is one of the few rare men you meet that has integrity beyond belief. You know, even if he doesn't, those who have not been to my tent know that we always have a long discussion. It goes an hour or more sometimes. Ed has always had an opinion, but he's never been above learning something. The guy's a fantastic leader. I am very blessed to have the men I have in that green tent. And I'm blessed to have all the men here, really, and women too. But for him in particular, he's always wanting to learn and teach. And I'm looking at his paperwork right now, and you can just tell by how he's answering. All he wants to do is help spread paganism, Wiccan. He wants to help teach, foster, and encourage people. That's his whole thing. He's really good for it.
Love it. All right. So in the form, you've got the answers to Ed's deeming questions. How often are they meeting?
Daily. They mainly do it online. He has about 25 members, though I know that he's picked up a couple more this week. And he's sharing on Facebook and other places. Ruin Tarot Readings is another group where they do a lot of discussions. He's constantly trying to build it. He is hoping sometime near in the future, he has retired now, he's wanting to have a physical temple as well. Which I told him that's going to take some work.
Yeah.
But this is a man that will do it no matter what. You can depend on him.
Excellent. And so Spiritual Wolf, what are their main goals and purposes?
He knows. Okay, what he puts here is his main goals and purposes. He says does not only want to promote the advancement of the Correllian tradition, but also educate people about the Wiccan religion and at the same time welcoming everybody, all pagans who wish to work together in the advancement of Wicca and paganism. I would tell you that's probably true. I mean, I know him well enough to know that he's always wanting to help somebody, understand better. He wants to see his temple start holding more workshops, rituals, and he's going to start doing more community stuff, which I already know he's done some already. So, yeah.
And what has been, according to Reverend Ed, what has been his greatest challenge as a pagan?
For him personally, it's been about sharing his beliefs, which we all know how that goes. You know, being open about your beliefs with people, especially in, where's he at? Kyle, Texas. Oh, I've been through there. I can understand that. You know, he's trying to share. Even though paganism and Wicca are more acceptable these days, there are many who still look at you in not so good a light if they know about it. So he says I have to be a little more cautious in the things I say and do, but he's working on it.
Excellent, excellent. Lady Steph, do you have any questions that you would like Chad to answer about Reverend Ed?
I guess it would be more as how you're directing this particular wonderful person, Ed Carr. That can you read, Chad, what he wrote, the answer he wrote, in what way has being a pagan most benefited you in your life?
Yes, Lisa, if I sure can. Okay, and these are, quote, his words.
Okay.
Being a pagan has been a breath of fresh air for me. Freedom, if you will. I feel more open to my emotions, thoughts, and ideals, and I feel good about who I am and what I stand for. I am more aware of what is going on in the world, in our community, and more involved too. And, well, I know what he's saying. I feel closer to both nature and deity. I look forward to the changing of the seasons and the celebrations and the camaraderie among fellow pagans. It has truly been a life-changing experience, and I find that the spiritual growth of it is always evolving.
Thank you.
I
mean,
no
anything else?
Not for
Well,
me.
I want to speak from a personal point. You're talking about a man who has the humility that we always talk about. He's always working to do better. And I mean, if you don't know him personally like I do, he has health problems. His wife has health problems. He retired this year, but he's always doing the work. He's always a busy guy. He's one of those guys that's just going to one day drop and it's gone. You know, it's not going to be die miserably in a bed. So it's not to necessarily just say I'm all on his side. I don't want anybody having a temple, but I feel he will do the work and will continue doing work. He will never be one that'll stop. That's all I got to say.
Thank you so much. All right, so that was number 4. Number 5, who wants to be number 5? Reverend Sir Mike, I'm so here for it. Come on down.
All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
All right, Reverend Sir Mike, please tell me a little bit about your group.
Absolutely. So we're Prairie Skies. We're a Witton Shrine. We're in Calgary, Alberta, which is Western Canada. We were chartered on, I'm cheating here. I'm trying to see, 13th of November, 2021. And we came out of my personal shrine. The evolution with that was anybody who knows me knows I like to chat and I like to share. And even as a personal shrine, I think, doing the work of the Witton Shrine side and chatting a lot with people and being there for people. And I had a long chat with Lord Jason, and he said, well, he says, just go for it. And so that's where we're at today with the shrine. I mean, we're not large by any means. I always look at, there's one member, there's me at least, right? So that's a good thing. But we have at least 6 other members in our group. We are hybrid, more so for people's comfort. And that's the biggest thing for me. Like, you know, say a lot of us, I guess, have, you know, been through the 70s and 80s. We understand what that secrecy is really about, and we need to respect that even to this day. And so with that, I have a very closed virtual side, so it is very safe for people. They can pop in, be on video, and know they're okay. And I could talk, as Lady Liz would probably know, I can keep talking all day. So I'm gonna stop so I can get, so you can get your other questions into me as well. And so I'm not doubting.
Excellent. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about your main purposes and your goals. What y'all doing?
Absolutely. So my biggest goal is to have a foothold, I guess you could say, for the Correllian tradition here, and to show people that, you know, like I've heard others say it too, we're not those weird evil people that you read about in books or see in movies. We are spiritual people. We are good, kind, loving people. We are here for Gaia. We are here for each other. And I promote that through the shrine to the members, and ask of that back from them in their own way. I live my life that way as well. I've been able to make good relationships locally with people of other faiths, and the past couple of summers that I've been home due to injuries and all of this, I now do what I call Mike's cold space. And in the summer, my door's open. You know, if people are hot, and because it's hot, they can come in. And you know, with that, I've wandered around, because we do have some seniors in our condo complex. I've handed out bottles of water, checked on people, and made some amazing relationships, because I wander with my pentacle on, and that's caused some conversations, and sometimes negative, and that's okay. A lot of times positive. And a good friend of mine is now a retired pastor, and he's been able to get me into churches, and we talk. And I share about what Wicca is, what paganism is, what the Correllian tradition is. The biggest thing for me is just that I want to have the shrine as a place, as a resource for people. I'm working with some of our provincial people with the understanding of the designation of Wicca and or paganism as a faith. So we don't have to jump through all these legal weird loopholes that nobody else has to do to be able to marry ourselves or do other quote unquote legal proceedings for people. It's a bit of an uphill battle. We're a bit of a redneck province, but I'm good with that. It's all things take time, and I'm quickly checking my notes here too, because like I said, I could talk. I can talk. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I think I've pretty much hit them all. But just, you know, being that advocate for people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been an amazing experience so far. And you know, there's gonna be ups and downs, and I'm okay with that.
Is there anything that the tradition can do to help you or assist you at this time?
If there are others in Canada, now, I mean, I do try to be nosy and see if other shrines or proto-temples or temples in Canada that are established, and even in obviously other provinces, you know, and maybe chat with their leadership and kind of compare struggles with the provincial legalities, and you know, maybe glean from them any tips or tricks that may have had. And but I mean, as far as the tradition in itself, I mean, it's been amazing. You know, this for myself as well, this is the longest tradition I've been with, and it's the support on all levels. It's been absolutely amazing. You know, I mean, how often, you know, do you have like the head of a tradition, and, you know, when I say, like, for instance, like the Don himself there, you know, have a chat with you through Facebook Messenger. You know, like you toss a question to him, and then you're chit-chatting with him for a few minutes. You know, and you're like, oh my gosh, right? Like, this is Lord Don just chatting with me. This is amazing, right? Or, you know, so to me, it's that's amazing. I just can't say enough about it. So I'm going to stop there because I could say a lot more.
Lady Steph, do you have any questions?
I like the idea of you being nosy, and otherwise known as you are an explorer, but you have many multi-layers to you, and that makes sense being a Canadian. And knowing that, I was picking up on that you really are a natural ambassador. And so as Correllians, we are so fortunate, so blessed to have an ambassador as yourself. So no question here, just a grateful heart.
Thank you, Lady Stephanie.
Yeah, I definitely second that.
Thank you.
All right, so no more questions for me. Good job.
Thank you.
And we have one final crew. Come on down. Who is it? Let me see. Who didn't go yet? All right, so we got 9 muses, check. And we got Prairie Skies, check. We got the Virtual Circle, Sacred Spurs, check. Ooh, okay. Oh, which temple is this? I think this is the one. I think I found it, y'all.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing the name. It's the one who is, oh, La Rueda de Plata. Is that you, Reverend Gigi? ¿Estoy listo?
Sí, hola, ¿me escuchan?
Gracias. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien, gracias. No entiendo inglés.
All right, I got a little bit of Spanish right here that I know. Yo sé un poquito español. Tango translators.
Okay.
So you can answer in Spanish. Let's see. Is that okay with you, Lady Steph?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Just pull up this translator real quick.
Ni idea. No entiendo nada.
Cuando los personas en tu temple.
No hay ningún traductor.
All right, hold on one second.
En serio. Ok, dentro de mis estudiantes hay angloparlantes, pero no sé si pueden estar.
Gracias. There we go.
Lord Phineas, hate to interrupt, but Brenda is saying she could probably help you with the translation.
Okay, thank you.
I would be happy to help. I'll do the best I can.
It's okay.
Puedo hablar bastante bien, pero a veces olvido algunas palabras.
Pero entiendo muy bien.
Bueno. Okay, Lord Phoenix.
¿Cuántos miembros hay en tu templo?
Actualmente, 22.
Ooh, 22. All right. Next question. ¿Cómo te gusta ser miembro del clero? How do you like being a member of the clergy?
¿Cómo me uní al clero? Ya va, que no lo entendí.
La pregunta es, ¿le gusta ser una persona de Dios? Es
Que sí es mi vocación, que sí me gusta ser parte del clero. ¿Algo así?
she feels more it's a vocation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Okay.
best way I can understand it.
Yep.
Creo entender que si me gusta, que si cómo llegué al clero, o cuál es mi estado de clero, algo así. ¿Cuál es mi estado? Actualmente estoy estudiando el 3er grado. Y bueno, desde que se creó la Rueda de Plata, estoy como mentor. Por los momentos tengo un grupo de 1er grado y algunas personas que quieren que empiece a dar el 2º, pero todavía no lo he comenzado. Tengo el 2º grado, pero todavía no doy clases de 2º grado. Me enredé.
Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes.
¿Qué trabajo hace tu templo en la comunidad? What work does your temple do in the community?
Ok. Bueno, hemos hecho varias cosas, sobre todo trabajos ecológicos. Recuperar áreas naturales, parques que en mi país estaban destruidos, y la comunidad pagana de Venezuela, nosotros, la Rueda de Plata, ha recuperado estas zonas para tener espacios en donde reunirnos. También junto a la Orden de Dionisio, Orden de Artes Escénicas, hemos llevado obras de misterio para que la gente entienda las alegorías paganas, las alegorías correlianas. Entonces hemos dado a conocer un poco lo que es nuestra creencia a las personas que están interesadas con obras de misterio y ese tipo de actividades.
Gracias. ¿Cuáles son tus mayores dificultades en tu trabajo como sacerdotista?
Digamos, tener que explicar que lo que nosotros hacemos es una reconciliación con la naturaleza, que nosotros no estamos haciendo daño, tratar de hacer entender a otras personas que nuestra manera de vivir es acorde a al ciclo de vida, ¿no? Y que no somos una secta, sobre todo se nos ha llamado muchas veces sectarios. Eso ha sido una de las cosas que se me hace difícil hacer entender, pero el trabajo habla por sí solo. La gente lo ha entendido de alguna forma.
Gracias. ¿Cómo puedo ayudarte esta iglesia?
¿Cómo?
¿Cómo puede ayudarte?
No entiendo.
Él está preguntando, ¿cómo podemos ayudarte con tu templo?
Me han ayudado muchísimo, de verdad no puedo pedir más. Primero porque ustedes deben saber bien la situación socioeconómica del país y con el hecho de que nos apoyen mediante las becas, para mí ha sido de verdad un excelente apoyo, porque tengo mucha gente que busca a la correliana como tal para satisfacer su necesidad espiritual. Y si ustedes no nos apoyaran de esa forma, no habría templo, no habría manera de brindarle espacio a estas personas. Así que ya con el apoyo que nos dan es bastante, de verdad, y eso lo agradecemos muchísimo.
Gracias.
A ustedes.
How do you say goals in Spanish, Brenda? Objetivos?
Objetivos. Objectives.
Right.
Objetivos.
¿Cuáles son tus objetivos para este año?
Bueno, en lo personal, terminar el 3er grado. Hacer que el templo se afiance, que las personas que están, nuestros compañeros, nuestros integrantes, culminen satisfactoriamente los cursos, lo que sea que emprendan, y hacer que como familia podamos ser una comunidad amplia, que entre nosotros tengamos el apoyo para seguir teniendo ese espacio donde nosotros expandir nuestra espiritualidad, nuestras creencias. Mis objetivos principales son el crecimiento personal de cada uno de los integrantes que estamos siendo parte de la Rueda de Plata. Eso. ¿Okay? A través de las actividades que podemos brindar.
Excelente. Lady Steph, do you have any questions that you would like to get answered?
Just a single one. What is the single gift that you deliver yourself to yourself?
Got you.
No entendí.
Yep.
¿Cuál es el
Único regalo
singular que un momento. Lady Stephanie, can you please repeat the question?
What single gift that comes from yourself that you deliver yourself?
Let's see. Talento. Bien. ¿Qué es el talento singular que tú das a usar para otras personas?
Bueno, talento como tal, yo no considero tener algún talento que me caracterice. Yo lo que sí brindo a las personas es la oportunidad de que puedan desarrollarse dentro de lo que cada quien sabe y de la habilidad que mejor desarrolla. Entonces, digamos como líder, aunque no vamos a poner líder por un título, pero como líder del santuario, yo dejo que cada quien explore sus habilidades y que las desarrolle para ayudar a todos. Entonces, si tengo que decir que tengo algún talento, sería el de permitir, el de observar las habilidades de los demás y permitir que la usen para desarrollarse a ellos y ayudar al desarrollo de los demás. No tengo mayor talento sino ese, ¿no?
Gracias.
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 One last question. ¿Quiénes son tus amigos correllianos que más te ayudan?
Todos, todos los correlianos, ustedes. Pero tengo que nombrar a Aira, obvio, porque ella me ha dado bastante apoyo desde que estoy con ella. Antes estaba con el Terion, pero él falleció. Pero todos los correlianos, siento que todos son amigos, todos son una familia y a todos a los que he acudido me han brindado ayuda. Así que no puedo excluir a nadie.
Gracias.
Todos.
Gracias. That was my last question. No more questions. Terminar. Bueno.
Él está terminado con las preguntas.
Sí. Buen trabajo.
¿Ya? Gracias, gracias. Buen trabajo ustedes. De verdad.
All right, so that was our last group for deeming. Very good. Thank you all so much for your patience as I go through this. My first time in this way. I will work on being more prepared for the Spanish language.
Gaby, estoy viendo al reverendo Don Luis, que me envía saludos por el chat. También es un gusto estar acá. Gracias.
All right.
De verdad, gracias a todos.
Thanks. I forgot where I put my bell, y'all. Oh, here we go. We done. Good job. And we will announce the results during the announcements portion of the lustration ritual tomorrow.
Hasta luego. Gracias.
Hasta luego.
Well done. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Much love to you all.
That was lovely.